Kia ora and welcome to the Run Adjacent podcast. This is our Tarawera Ultra Trail special where we'll be doing some pre- and post-race interviews. My name is Mal and I've got my co-host Bagel Boy with me today, Mr. Dwayne Collicutt. Dwayne, you bought some new shoes recently. How was that today?
Yes, I did go up to Trek Trail and Fish and bought myself some Solomon Ultra Glide 2s. Mm-hmm. And tried them out on a little trail run in the forest today, and they felt nice. It's been a little while in road shoes, and turns out when you go back to trail shoes on the rough gravel, they're actually pretty comfy.
Yeah, I would way rather run, or most of the time, if I'm running on the trail, then I do want to wear trail shoes. And then on the roads, I like my road shoes. Anyways, a big thank you to our show sponsor, Trek Trail and Fish. That's where Dwayne bought his shoes from. And you can visit their website at trektrailfish.co.nz and use the code RA10 and get 10% off.
Our guest today is Glenn Fulton. Glenn's a member of our local Hatia Run Club, an avid park runner, and a fellow lover of the trails. He has competed in a few races now, including the Tussock Traverse Marathon, the Tarawera 21K, Taupo Ultra 50K, and most recently the Kepler Grunt. And a side note, Glenn was instrumental in getting the podcast started and gave up his time for Hayden's very first interview, which you can find over on Patreon if you subscribe. Glenn, how long have you been running for?
Hey, thanks for having me. Kia ora. 2.5 years, roughly. It was a COVID byproduct, and it's paying dividends.
Mm-hmm.
When was your first race that you did?
My first race was the T42, and I think Dwayne, you were there as well. That was a massive step into the unknown. I had no idea what to expect, and 5.5 hours later, we finished it.
You went straight to the 42. That was your first race you did?
Yes, yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah,
okay.
That's payback from reading way too many ultramarathon books.
And, the T42 is, for those that haven't run it, is run in the Central Plateau by the National Park there, and is a trail 42K with a few river crossings in it, in fact, and it's pretty rough on the feet.
Some gnarly rocks there, some big mud sections, and some unnecessary big hills about the middle.
The best thing I remember from the T42 is at the finish line, Glenn. What do you do, Glenn?
That was my first shoey. Yeah,
straight out of the race shoe.
For people that don't know what a shoey is, can you tell them what a shoey is, Glenn?
I was so excited to finish. I took my running shoe off, filled it with beer, and drank out of it.
That's disgusting.
It's kind of
community building right there.
And immediately after you did the shoey, were you like, all right, I'm ready to sign up for another one?
Yeah, that was it. I just keep them rolling. Yeah, that was great.
And most recently you did Kepler Grunt. There's another one with a big hill in it. So how did you go there?
Yeah, good. That was fantastic. It was really, really good. Beautiful beach forest, 5Ks, and just another unnecessary hill. Through the what do they call it? Inversion layer, through the bush line, to the top. Magic. And then run back down to the bottom. Yeah, that was spectacular.
When did you get a coach?
I met the Chris Lucas from CFM Custom Made Fitness at the Tussock Traverse finish line.
Oh, okay.
And then just leading up to the TUM 50, just got in touch over the Facebook.
Yeah.
And joined his stable. It's been really good, really good.
What made you want to have a coach in the first place?
You need some direction, I think. Otherwise, it's a long time out there, and if you get it wrong, it's a long time out there. It's just really good to have some structure in your training.
Yeah.
And I'm nearly 50, so I'd rather get it right from the start.
And so your next race, as you mentioned, is Tarawera 50K.
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
Optimistically, I'll do all right, I think. And I think the key is not to put too much pressure on your finish time, and it's just going out there to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Hashtag mid-pack specialist.
Has your coach came up with a plan with you for kind of like a goal?
It's sort of come about through what I've learned through training, and specifically in the last 2 months, I've learned so much about the game and the sport. Basically, just run it well for the first 4 hours, and then just make it up from there. It's
That makes sense. I've never done. Well, is it you're doing the 50K?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
if I can go in under 7 hours, would be great. And like before training, before I got a coach, I used to go out there and just run hard as I could, or as long as I could, and blow up, pick up the pieces, and then go again.
Yeah.
But that's not sustainable.
No, I feel like people need to hear that sometimes, because I know I did that in the very beginning. I just ran hard every single run because I thought, well, if I'm going to run that pace, then for every single run I have to do that. And that's probably why it is so good to have a coach, because then you can have those days to actually recover and take it easy, but then also the hard days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all about, I don't know, zone 2 if you're into that that part of running slow, which builds your aerobic engine, and then your bigger your aerobic engine is, the more sweet stuff you can put on top, and then the faster you go. So
That's a nice description. Yeah. So taking that approach, how has the build up been different for you? What was like your longest run time wise or distance wise?
I've done a few 4-hour runs, which equal about 30Ks, 30Ks. There's a really cool one in the Glenn Forest, which is the Mal Loop. It's 29Ks, and it's every time is special because you'll never get this. It's for those who haven't done it. It's a bucket list. That in itself is quite special. Takes the prisoners.
It's full of unnecessary hills too.
More unnecessary hills. Yeah, midway. It's a long way to go self-supported as well. I think I did it once and ran out of water. That was tough.
Did your coach have you do any specific workouts in the long runs? Or was it more steady state?
It was mostly steady state. Recently, in the last 2 or 3 Saturday runs, he's got us to step up into zone 3, zone 4, and then try and go back down to zone 2. But that's the difficult part at the moment. Like once you bust into the higher zones, it takes a lot to step back. But
Is he doing that based like 10K warm up, 15K, or is it more based on time?
Time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically half the time in zone 2, and then the other half, split that in half to zone 3, 4, and then warm down.
Nice. Are you doing that on Mal Loop too?
No.
God.
I did that on last Saturday on Lookout Loop. Which was,
Yeah. It's like
it was
classic.
And how do you feel with your taper now that you're well into the taper part of it?
Oh man, I'm not sure. I hope I'm not the only one, but tapering, I really struggle with it, eh? Like, you're used to getting all these endorphins from smashing out some runs and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it gets cut off, and you get, I don't know, sorry Helen, you get super moody, and sorry kids, you get kind of grouchy. But that was last week. I'm sort of starting to get the energy build back again.
Both of the so Hayden and Nathan that we just had on said the same exact thing, that they're like, the taper's been rough, and I mean it's typical. I think almost if you feel good on your taper, it's a little scary. So and plus you have your coach who clearly knows, like, with your training what to do and how to cut you down. Have you when did he start to reduce some of that time on feet?
Probably a week ago. So I'm second week into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did he do it based off of time or more mileage?
It's all time based.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And still kept the gym sessions in. Yeah.
Nice. What have you been doing in the gym?
He's got some home exercises, but also train out of Activate as well. So I think that's just general fitness strength. But this week I'm going to concentrate on just limbering up.
Yeah. What home exercises, like, are those with weights or just body weight?
Just body weights.
Okay.
Lots of single leg stuff, and for the first 10 seconds you're like, I can eat this. And then with 45 seconds, you're like, please stop.
Yeah. Is that the coach prescribed that for you, or where do you come up with that?
They've got they have a link as part of their training program that you sign into, and then they've got a series that they follow, and when it's time to do the home exercise, it's just follow the link. It's quite easy.
Oh, that's nice. Is he having you do that a couple times, like 2 times a week?
So I do one group fitness at Activate, and the other one I do in the shed at home.
That's cool.
And Activate's a local gym, is it?
Yep, Activate Fitness on Tarawera Ave.
Were you doing any of that stuff before you were running?
Not really. I was doing some group fitness out of there just for keeping fit.
Yeah.
It's a really, really decent outfit.
Yeah. Huh. I like to talk about food and fueling.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Can we talk about some of those things?
Yes, we can talk about some failures.
Yeah, let's do that.
Learn by touching on this one, crikey.
Okay.
Believe it or not, it took me 18 months to work out that you need to put sugar and salt in your water. My relief again, I got most of the way around and realised that you can't just drink water.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just had a belly full of water and it just wasn't going in. So that was my first one. Yeah, so I'm learning lots in this. Trying to stay on the whole foods now. I've gone down the whole goo gels and the pure gels, and that might work for road running. But for trail running, I think you need a bit more horsepower, a bit more grunt, I think. So, there's Merton bars and OSM bars and all sorts of... I like to keep, lots of bars to keep your gut track open. Mm-hmm. And, starting to play with caffeine again.
That could be dangerous.
Oh, yeah. You don't really follow me, no.
But it hasn't been so far?
No, so far. No accidents. Yep. But it's amazing if you can crack a caffeine gel in the right part of the race, you're bulletproof. You can fly.
It is nuts. It is a pretty big difference. Yeah.
I shouldn't be going as fast, but I am.
That's why you take them at the end.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All the way through, as I did.
So Dwayne had when he did Hawke's-Bay, I think, was it?
I have four gels with caffeine in them, and by the fourth one, I could actually feel my heart beating in my chest, and I was like, okay, this is probably a bit too much, but we were getting close to the finish, so it was okay.
How are you feeling with your breakfast in the morning? Do you have that all settled down pretty good?
On race day, I probably eat too much, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You haven't a full gourmet breakfast meal? Or
just way too much muesli. I love muesli. Yeah. Yeah, totally. And my stomach keeps all the nuts for last. Yeah.
Oh, have you thought about changing?
Yeah, I think probably go to banana and toast, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And maybe some peanut butter or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Banana on bagels. Banana and honey on bagels. Yeah, That's a winner.
Yeah, simple.
Anything on bagels, actually. But
right. Bagel boy. Simple carbs. Don't go fibrous or protein. Yeah, you can just something easy in your stomach. Yeah.
But probably most importantly is to stick to what works for you and don't change it on a race day.
Oh my goodness. This NAC nutrition, I've never tried that. I tried it last week for the first time.
Yeah.
It's going to take a bit of getting used to.
Wait, what is that?
It's NAC. It's the Tarawera hydration drink of choice.
Yeah. It's an overseas supplement company, isn't it? And they picked up the sponsorship for all UTMB races, I believe. I'll have to double check that, but and that's why it's here in New Zealand now. But I have not many people have seen it here, so it's pretty new to us.
It's a pretty new product to be bringing to a big race. I'm gonna have to try a bit more with that if it be successful.
Did you order it online?
Yes, the mate ordered it and we went halves, and I gave it back to him.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Des has some up in the shop at
cool.
Trek Trail and Fish, so you can get some up there too if you need it. Try it out for the pre-race planning.
So the difference with this, it has all the calories in it as well as the electrolytes and sugars as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just different. I've always just had electrolytes and then taking fuel separately. So it's just a different way of fueling.
So then what is your plan for the race for fueling?
I'm going to take pure hydration sachets and just refuel them with water at the aid stations.
Yeah.
So you're not going to use the ones that they have?
I think it's too early to change.
Yeah, that's a great.
I'm
I would stick to that plan too. Huh.
Yeah.
And then what you said that you do train with solids. So what are you having bars out there too, or?
I found OSM bars and buzz bars. Morton's are good. Yep, there's by Morton's from Des as well. Yeah, they're great actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. One of Tarawera's great things are the buffet aid stations. So just looking forward to the watermelon mostly.
Yeah, I
and
love
lollies and chips and Coke, and it's like a 5-year-old birthday party.
5-year-old birthday party.
Is there pizza?
Oh, I'm not sure. Probably.
Didn't I ask that
Alcatine
last
will
time?
probably have some pizza.
Yeah, Blue Lake normally have some pizza, but I'm not sure if it's like later in the day or whether they start all day they have pizza. So
Yeah.
I
More
definitely
for the hundreds and the milers.
I had some pizza there in my race.
Nice.
How do you feel about the course?
Yeah, it's good. The 21, it's really good having done the 21 last year and sort of know what to expect in the business part of the race. Up till then, I've seen some photos come through and the trails look amazing, like in
Cool.
good nick, and they say it's quite dry and quite fast. So
That's nice. What shoes are you going to wear then?
probably Hoka Mafati 4s. Also from Des.
Plug it in.
100%. Either that or some old speed goats, but probably the new shoes. Yeah, it's the fast shoes.
What about the rest of your race kit? You have a vest.
Yes, it's quickly becoming it's almost like a friend now, eh? Like, it's weird. It's like
Fits
put it
like a
on.
glove.
Yeah, totally it is.
It's like your comfort blanket.
Totally, you're like, we're out, man. Ultra Spire 4 with a 2-litre bladder. You got your booby bottles, got your zips, got your gels, and your
Good.
yeah, man. It's just on.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping this year you won't have to take your compulsory gear because that's about a kilo and a bit. If the conditions are good enough, you won't have to take your survival blankets and stuff.
Weather's looking good from what I've seen. So
Yeah.
have you had any niggles through this training block?
Yeah, I've been pretty good up until now. I'm going to osteo tomorrow. To sort out my knee and just that's something that I could probably run through, but well, get it fixed now. Just a bit of tension in behind the kneecap. But it's probably standard. The weird thing is, when I'm running hard, it disappears, and when I'm running easy, that's when the pain comes. So it's probably just not stretching enough.
Yeah. When did that start?
Probably about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, bummer.
Okay. Yeah.
Was there any other kind of hiccups that happened during your training or in the past couple months?
No, that's a good thing about having a coaching plan is that there's enough recovery time, and they use an app called Training Peaks, and that monitors your workload and your recovery. And we figured out whereabouts my injury zone would be. So if it's a number there, arbitrary number, about 65. If I'm getting over and above that, it's when I'd be looking to really look at dialing back or taking care of myself a bit better.
Did he give you a lot of time to recover after the Kepler grunt?
2 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just kind of less time on your feet and then popped you back up again?
No, he actually told me off. Because I was just doing what I wanted to do and just running, and he sent me an email going, "You're going to blow up. You're going to hurt yourself. Like, stick to the plan, man." I'm like, okay, and fair play. He's nailed it.
Yeah. I bet you feel it is nice, probably like a good confidence booster when you've got your coach.
Yeah, totally, man. It's like, oh, he cares.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Huh. Cool. Any other comments or things leading up to Tarawera for you?
I'm just really looking forward to it. I think there's going to be a heap of local crew there. It's weird. You see anybody out running now, and it's like, I bet they're training for it. It's the biggest. I think it's 1,600 people in the 50k.
Ooh.
It's a big.
Huh.
Yeah. And there's a bit of tactics going into it. There's 3 waves. I think the first one is up to 7 hours, and the second one is 7 to 8 hours, and then after that it's 8 or more finishing times.
Mm-hmm.
So looking to start at the back of the first wave.
Okay.
So there will be a big vacuum of people. So I'm not expecting to pass heaps of people, but equally I'm not expecting to be passed by many either. So that's the plan.
When is the start time for it?
6 o'clock. I know.
Yeah, that's kind of early considering when you're going to have to get up and take the... Do you take a bus too?
I'll get a drop off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like 40 minutes before the sun gets up. I might even have to take a torch. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it'll be dark at 6 a.m.
It would be quite cool. I'll feel like the big guys as well,
Have you done any training runs at 6 a.m.?
I love running in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
With the local one, AH Reed, that's beautiful in the evenings. In the dark. Yeah, but as far as in like trail runs in Glenburvie Forest, no. Not that dialed in yet.
So it won't be too much of a shock for you.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
No. Should be
Yeah,
okay.
plus you have so many people out there that you're following anyways, and so it's not like, you're not gonna get lost, and it probably is gonna. Are you about to knock on the wood?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get lost if there's 1,600 people out there.
Yeah.
I would, well, I say that, but then I'm like notorious to get lost in races, so yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do a shoey again?
Great question.
I think I'd have to, eh?
I think you should, because I kind of want to see it now. I'm not going to join you, but...
Yeah, follow me on Strava. You might see it.
Yeah, there you go. People follow Glenn on Strava so they can just watch the shoey.
Yeah, we'll definitely get a clip of that. So we'll be down there at the finish line waiting for you just for that.
Do you have like a favorite post-race treat or... something like when you're running, you're like, oh God, I can't wait for putting my beer in my shoe and drinking it.
Yeah, straight after that, I think I'll have to go for a spicy tomato soup.
Really?
100%. That is the one thing that will reset your stomach. For me, I've discovered that at Kepler. I'm like, okay, I've got an hour, whatever, to sort myself out. Oh, I just had a massive craving. And boom, it was amazing.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I can't eat spicy food though, so can I just do the tomato soup instead?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You can just add pepper or whatever after that, but it was total suit of my stomach.
That does make sense because it's pureed. And so it sits really well for your stomach, probably.
Yeah. It was good.
Interesting. Oh, there you go.
Learned something new.
Get yourself some spicy tomato soup. Do you have some at the Airbnb?
Not yet. I'm going to have to go and hit up the Maggi store. But it was the Kepler that that was where I found out that I kept the nuts till last on my muesli. There's a big vom patch of so I needed to restart my stomach after that one.
It's bad. You put nuts in your muesli?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you can, but like on race morning.
Oh, no, it was just got it from home because, nothing new on race day.
Yep. God, that's bad. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. This wraps up our part 3 of our Tarawera Ultra Trail special. Keep an ear out for next week, where we'll hopefully have some post-race content, including a shoey. Thank you, all the listeners tuning in. Thank you to Glenn for giving us time for this episode, and we wish you the best of luck on race morning. Big thank you again to the show sponsor, Trek Trail and Fish, the title sponsor for the Trek Trail and Fish 50k happening on the 26th of May as a part of the Bay of Islands Hot Prince Run Walk Festival.
If you're new to the Run Adjacent podcast, please follow us and subscribe us on your favorite listening platform. Interestingly enough, today I did find out about our Patreon page. You can pay $6 monthly. That's American dollars. Because Hayden loves Americans. Yeah. You can find Run Adjacent on Instagram and Facebook at Run Adjacent, as well as on the Patreon page if you're interested in supporting the show. Until next time,
Happy running! Nice.
Should we come up with a different ending? Do people like that?